Hi there, my name is Steve Gerhardt, and as always, this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. It is a labor of love for me, so I'm glad that you're here to watch it. This week, we're going to talk about 3 movies, live-action movies, that I think should get the anime treatment, whether it should be a movie, perhaps an OVA, or a regular short series on Crunchyroll or something of that nature. But before we get into that, I just wanted to show you something because I did an impulse buy on Amazon. I don't normally do things like this, but I play Genshin Impact, and I saw this pin, and it's one of my favorite characters, Beidou. If you play the game, you know who that is. But in case you don't, you can see that. So it's about $3-4 right there. I just wanted to have it. So there you go. I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so enough of that, and let us get on to 3 live action movies that should get the anime treatment. Okay, the first movie that I think should get an anime treatment, and I think it should be like a 4 to 6 episode OVA, and it should have a beginning, a middle, and the end. Once it's done, it's done. I don't think it gets a sequel or anything like that, but I think this would be a good short OVA. Dark City was released in 1998, and let us go through the particulars real quick. Put on my ever helpful reading glasses. So Dark City, like I say, came out in 1998, directed by Alex Proyas. It's got some heavy hitters in terms of actors and actresses. You got Rufus Sewell, Kiefer Sutherland, Jennifer Connelly, William Hurt's in it. And the music is done by Trevor Jones. If you're up on your music stuff, and particularly with soundtracks, you know who Trevor Jones is. The plot of this movie is really kind of cool. So our protagonist wakes up in a bathtub to the noise of a phone ringing, and he answers the phone, and the person on the other side goes, "Get out of there now, they're coming for you." And he's just like, oh, okay. And he gets up and he walks out into a room, and he sees the body of a murdered woman that is definitely looks ritualistic, and there's a lot of murder, blood, and things going on, and there's a bloody knife, and he's just like, what is going on? And then he realizes he has amnesia. He has no idea what's going on. So he, quickly gets dressed, and he runs out. And as he's running out, he sees these group of guys dressed in black hats and black clothes and long black jackets. And so he runs away from them, and they try and catch him. And the mystery here is, why did he wake up with no memory? Did he kill this woman? And that's on the floor. And he's coming to realize that there is a serial killer in this city. One of the actors of the city is the city itself, Dark City. So there's never any sunlight. It's always dark. It's always at night that we're seeing this. And he's going through, and he's trying to figure out who he is, number one, what's going on with all these murders, and who are these guys that are chasing after him. William Hurt plays, by the way, the main character is played by Rufus Sewell. William Hurt plays the cop that's chasing after him. Jennifer Connelly is the femme fatale, so to speak, and she is like his actual girlfriend in the movie, and is trying to help him. And it is very dark. It is very gritty. It is very noir element to it. Kiefer Sutherland plays this doctor. It appears to be set in the late 40s, early 50s, and we come to find out that the people chasing after him, the people in the black hats and black suits, are not what they appear to be. And then you discover a sort of science fiction bent to all this towards the last third to quarter of the movie. It is, if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil any of the surprises for you. You should go see this. It's about 100 minutes long. The city has its own character. It's, like I said, it's dark and gritty, and I can totally see this being like I said, a 4 to 6 episode OVA, or something of that nature. Definitely adult oriented, and I think that if you like something like Death Note or Monster or something of that nature, I think you might think this would make a good anime. So yeah, Dark City from 1998. Yeah, I would love to see that as an anime. Good movie too. Check it out. Sword of Doom. All right, so very ominous title, very ominous movie. It came out in 1966. It's Japanese. It is a samurai movie. This is not. There's nothing of mythical nature about it. There's no dark demon or anything like that. It is just a descent of one man going into madness, a descent into madness, and he is doing everything he can with this sword. He basically wants this sword to become powerful, so he's pretty much killing anybody and everybody. Um, so yeah, that's a thing. So let's get into the particulars of Sword of Doom. So like I said, this came out in 1966. Directed by Kihachi Akamoto. He did a lot of other samurai movies. It's based on a book, I think, called Daibosatsu Toge by Kaizan Nakazato, and it's about the Great Buddha Pass. I think that's what the translation is. Very well shot movie, beautifully shot movie. It's by Toho, so that's going to be out there. It's about 2 hours long, and the story is that our protagonist Ryunosuke Susuke is this samurai, and he's not so much evil as he is just really singularly focused on this blade, this sword that he has. So he is really doing everything for this sword, literally. Like, he's giving up a lot of things in his life. He is pushing this sword to become mythical, like to give it power by doing bad things with it, by unaliving people in various types of people for various reasons. He's not really a serial killer. He's just a sociopath, and he believes that this blade will give him power, and by giving the blade power, and he is a Ronin, so he loses his samurai status at one point, and he's a Ronin, and he wanders the countryside, the Japanese countryside, choosing various victims for his sword, for his katana, and killing them. The first victim we come across is an actual Buddhist priest. He murders a Buddhist priest, and we see him. Oh, by the way, he is the actor who plays him is Tetsuya Nagadai, who is if you when you see his face, you'll be like, oh yeah, that guy. When you don't think of Toshiro Mifune, this is who you think of. So anyway, so yeah, this is during the Tokugawa shogunate, so Edo period, and like I said, he's just going slowly, going mad, going insane, and doing everything. Like the clothes that he wears will go into disrepair. Relationships that he has with people are trivial. He's ostensibly married because it benefits him to help him with the sword. The sword is everything, and he just kind of by the end of the movie, he just goes completely insane. If you enjoy samurai movies, if you enjoy intelligent samurai movies, watch this one. This is not necessarily a gory movie at all. I mean, it's a lot of action and it's a lot of people getting cut down, but gore is not the point here. The point here is his mental status, and by the final battle in it, you're just like, whoa, this boy is gone. And this sword means everything to him. So, Sword of Doom. I think that this would, for those of you who enjoy Gekikagen, which is, like samurai manga, which talks about honor and things and madness and swords and stuff like that, then this will definitely appeal to you. And I think it would be a great movie. I could totally see Oshii coming back out of nowhere. I mean, this would be awesome if Oshii came back and actually made this movie. I think he would be perfect for it. If Satoshi Kon were still alive, maybe that would be runner up to Oshi. But yes, I really think this would make an amazing anime movie. All right, the last one that I think should be, again, probably a short OVA, or maybe one season of perhaps 12 episodes, maybe, would be Chungking Express. Boy, do I love this movie. Boy, do I love this director, Wong Kar-wai. If you're a cinephile, then you already know what this is. If you are interested in watching Hong Kong movies that are not, shoot 'em up, bang bang, karate, Ip Man stuff, and you want something more of an interesting art house film, slice of life kind of thing going on, this is Chungking Express. It was released in 1994. Let me do the particulars here. Okay, so again, Chungking Express, released in 1994. The director, of course, is Wong Kar-wai. Amazing director. I cannot tell you enough that you should watch his movies. It's just amazing. Actors have Bridget Lin. If you know your Hong Kong cinema, you know that she's kind of a very aloof actress. Takeshi Kaneshiro, Tony Leung, and Faye Wong. So one of the characters in here was at the time a Hong Kong pop diva. She plays this food stall worker, and in the second story. So Chungking Express is actually two stories in one movie, and the first one sets place in the Chungking district of Hong Kong, where there's a lot of crime and things like that going down, and so our protagonist in this first part of the story is someone who is trailing this woman who is part of a drug ring, and he is just coming off of a bad breakup from a woman, and he has bought all of these cans of peaches to eat with this woman who broke up with him, and he's decided that he's going to eat nothing but these canned peaches to get rid of his sorrow, so to speak. So during the course of this first part of the movie, he's always eating these cans of peaches, and they're expired. So he doesn't do well after a certain point. But anyway, he comes across this woman, and he trails her, and he's basically, the whole point is him trying to arrest her, and instead things happen, and it's very interesting. And the ending of that story leads us directly into the next part of the story, which is Express. And Express is the name of the, not food stall, but like a little like train station food place, food part of a food court. And this woman kind of shows up and to help her uncle run this place, and she just kind of does things which is very pretty and spunky, and just you just take one look at her and you're like, oh, I kind of like you. And Tony Leung, if you know who Tony Leung is, if you don't, and if you've seen Shang-Chi, one of the Marvel movies, he is Shang-Chi's father in that movie. So that is Tony Leung. He has played Ip Man. He's played a lot of famous characters. He's a really big actor in the Hong Kong cinema. And he plays another police officer, except he's more of a beat officer, whereas the first police guy was more of an undercover detective. So his beat is actually the train station, the environs around that area. And so he has his own little booth, and he has his own little thing. And like the other officer, he's coming off of a bad breakup. But he doesn't eat cans of peaches, of expired peaches. What he does is that he has this little wash towel that he uses when he's cleaning his dishes, and he talks to it and saying, "Oh, you look sad today," meaning he's feeling sad, and so he's kind of transferring his feelings onto this washcloth. The woman who works at Express is basically falls in love with him, and she just basically stalks this guy in a comedic way, and she winds up in his apartment periodically, and she just kind of does little things around the apartment, and he notices that those things are happening. Like, he'll walk in and he'll be like, okay, that wasn't there, why is this here? Oh well, I don't know. And he just kind of goes through the motions of it. So obviously this is a romance, which I always enjoy. And I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but it is a really cool kind of movie. So one of the big deals about this is that this is one of Wong Kar-wai's earlier movies that he's done. Cinematography is just amazing. I can see Makoto Shinkai doing this as the anime, and I would do this as a short OVA, 6-episode OVA. Or I would like to see it because it's the two stories, and it's about love and dealing with that, and dealing with breakups and things like that, and that, totally up Shinkai's wheelhouse, right? So I can totally see Shinkai doing a 6-episode OVA of this, because I think that in order to do this as an anime, you need his ability for backgrounds and things like that to make it beautiful, because the film itself, in terms of cinematography, is just a beautiful movie. Again, this is something that I feel that if you don't know anything about Wong Kar-wai as a director or any of his movies, please avail yourself to these movies. You can find them just about anywhere, and it doesn't have to be Chungking Express. It can be Silent Angels. It can be any one of his movies that he does. And his movies span slice of life like this to Silent Angels, which is one of the stories in that is actually about an assassin. He does stuff from the Middle Ages of China, so he talks about stories of that. He did the Grandmaster, which has Tony Leung playing Ip Man in that. I think that was his last really big one here in America. He did something, I forget if it's Apple TV or Paramount, but he did a 2-season show about Hong Kong, going from the 30s to the present. So he really knows his stuff. Please watch his stuff. But I could totally, like I said, I totally see Shinkai doing the animation for this, and I think this would be an amazing anime for people to watch, and I think for people to be able to actually, even though it's Hong Kong and I would want it to be anime, I think people could identify with it. I think people who are not anime otaku would actually watch this and enjoy it, I think. Chungking Express, I would love to see that be an anime. Okay, so that is it for this week. 3 live action movies that I think should get the anime treatment. Dark City, Sword of Doom, and of course my beloved, Chungking Express. Like I said, if you haven't seen any of those movies, please do. I think you'll enjoy them. That's it for that. For those of you who might be going to Gen Con this year, both Brent and I are going to be doing panels, anime panels there. So if you're going and you haven't signed up for our panels yet, please do. There is still room. I will put the information down below. And of course, thinking about what I want to do for Anime USA. It's going to a new place, so definitely going to that. And we'll go from there. So next week, who knows what next week will hold? I have no idea. We shall see. So between now and then, as always, watch more anime.